Hi, I'm Bob Badger, Executive Director of Prime Plus Senior Centers, and this is Prime Time with Bob. And I am with a very, very special person, Marshall McCorkle. How you doing?
Hi, Bob. I'm doing well. And you?
Pretty good. I mean, considering everything, I'm having a blast, actually.
Good.
Finding out all these new ways of doing what we normally do. It's been fun, hasn't it?
It has been. It's been a learning experience for me, particularly being a senior citizen and learning more about technology and
Okay,
how.
now before we get started, I got to do this.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, oh, good. You can't see my head or my shorts, but I can walk backwards
Right.
and forward.
Oh, good.
Now, why am I demonstrating that to you?
Because the last time we were together, we were at the Botanical Gardens and I was showing you a little bit about Tai Chi walking. We
Yeah,
need to have a refresher, I think would be fun.
I'm afraid I do. But the cool part about it is I can maybe get that refresher right down the hall now.
You certainly could. Yes. You
Because
should
you've
make
been a
it a
major
point.
part. You've been a major part of our restart, our new beginning at Prime Plus, and I want to publicly thank you for that.
Oh, well, you're welcome. We're glad to be able to be back in the building and be together as a group with our Tai Chi classes.
Now,
And,
there were some decisions that had to be made, right? I mean, how did you make the decision to kind of go in person again instead of just doing things either virtually or not?
well, we never did Tai Chi virtually. It's kind of hard to do it as a teaching method, but we all wanted to do it safely. And first we followed the governor's rules and that he set forth in procedures. And then when it came to coming to Prime Plus again, you all had set up the procedure and the process of being able to do it. So it made it very easy following through with coming in the side entrance, having our temperature taken, signing the waiver, wearing our mask, and going into the room that was prepared for 6 people to be able to have a class. So it was very well organized for us.
I'm glad you mentioned masks because I've been sitting here saying something's different with Marshall. And now I know what it is. What shade of lipstick is that you have on?
I don't know. It's a bright red or red anyway. I haven't worn it for months.
Well, I haven't seen it in months, which is
That's
kind of
right.
cool.
We haven't seen anybody's mouth for months, have we?
I think of that when I shave, and I do have to shave periodically. Some people wonder if I need to or not, but I do. Yeah, I mean, our norms are starting to subtly come out as new norms, aren't they?
They are, yeah. And but the new norms are to keep us safe, particularly the seniors. And the more I hear and understand about the importance of wearing a mask, the more I'm willing to do it. And not only because I'm respecting you and other people, but I'm learning that breathing in is important in protecting myself and keeping my nose covered.
Right.
So,
Okay, I'm going to ask you, because I know you go to Harris Teeter.
yes,
My house is on your route.
yes, it
Stop by
is.
periodically. So if you're halfway to Harris Teeter, has it ever happened to you that you don't have your mask with you?
I've had it in the car, but I've gotten out of the car and halfway to getting to the store and realized I don't have it on.
And
So
what do you do?
I turn around and go back and
Is
get
it
my
because
mask.
is it because you don't want to be the only one there without a mask and people say she doesn't have a mask, or is it because it's the right thing to do?
Well, one is I feel like I'm kind of naked if I don't have it, and two, yes, you get the evil eye from some people.
Some things
Or
have changed. I know.
yeah,
We're doing this through Zoom, and we're recording it. And I remember because I was going to go through this long litany of your involvement with Prime Plus, and I figured that would take up the whole show. So, because you're an instructor with Tai Chi,
right.
and you started as that as a student, right?
I did many years ago. Prime Plus was not in existence at that time. It was just the senior center, little white house on 21st Street. And the instructor had made arrangements to have Tai Chi classes there for the seniors. And then when you moved and became Prime Plus with there in the Norfolk Fitness and Wellness Center, we just were invited to continue with classes. So then I was introduced to all the other exercise classes as well as other things you offer, classes, art, and fun things, puzzles to do. Then, you know, it just opened up a whole avenue for me of where to go and what to do once I retired, as well as continue teaching Tai Chi.
And that retirement life for you has been a busy one.
Yes, but I enjoy what I do.
Cool,
So,
because I met you as a board member.
yes.
One of the quiet ones and that sits in the corner of the table, but you're very insightful.
Oh, well,
A
thank
very
you.
valuable part of the board. So when we were meeting in person, you were very much engaged, and then we went virtual. And
Yes.
about half the board, I think, figured out this Zoom thing, but all I had was a little telephone for you, right?
Yes.
I mean, because that's about as far as you were going to go with it.
Right. Well, I didn't know how to get connected to Zoom. And so I found someone that was more technology savvy than I am, who, you know, was able to put in all the information that was needed and all the numbers to connect me to Zoom. And I've always, until recently, have used a link to get into meetings. And sometimes that's worked and sometimes it hasn't worked very well. So I understand having an app is you're more successful in staying connected. So that's what I've done. And hopefully when we have another meeting on board meeting on Zoom, I'll be part of it.
I'm looking forward to it. Can I confess to you something?
Yes.
I'm kind of like that early teacher that's one chapter ahead in
Right.
teaching, right? You've met them, right? You were never one of them.
No, no, of
But
course.
thank God for Chantel and Joey.
Exactly.
Those are my two go-to people when it comes to Zoom.
Right. Well, and
So
she's one who's helped me tremendously too with any question I have about my phone or about my computer. She is just a valuable resource.
and that's something that, you know, Prime Plus can offer. But on the other hand, you're in an environment where you've got a lot of seniors around you. Are you helping other seniors kind of figuring out what a pin is now that you know how to do it?
No, we right now really pretty much are limited to contact. We have opened up and are doing some programs with a limited number of people,
We're,
but we're
yeah, because
not
I think we're
tech.
making those transitions from the having a community dinner or community lunch together. Prime Plus was built on being one-on-one community, and with limited capacity in it, we can't do that like we used to. But we have to define new beginnings and new ways of doing it. But that big barrier is for, I know many seniors whose grandson gave them a laptop and it's being used as a coffee tray because that's the most comfort. So how do we get people to do what you've done and then say, okay, I'm going to beat this sucker and learn how to do it? And it was helpful to have Chantel or a friend say, kind of coach you through it, right? So
Oh, exactly, exactly. I need someone who knows more than I do to give me the confidence to be able to explore and try the new technology, or even on the computer go a different new way. And how do you get people to do it? You just have to be willing to take the risk. And I know that Chantel's there. And so once she shows me, and can help me learn how to do it, I have the confidence then to follow through. And if I have questions, then she's there to help some more and follow through.
Yeah. And all you have to do, by the way, and she's going to love me for doing this. What the heck? 757-625-5857. 757-625-5857. If a live person doesn't answer, leave a voicemail and say, I need help with my computer. And Chantel will check it out. And that's one of those one-on-ones that Prime Plus does, right? I mean,
it's a wonderful resource. And they're all wonderful people who work there and help and are available to make life more pleasurable and interesting, and just receive us as we are, regardless of who we are. And I saw where you had the classes for inside the building along with the Zoom that you did virtually. And it was fun to see people behind their chairs standing up and moving around back in the social hall. Mm-hmm. So you all have worked really well in getting the classes out to us seniors through Prime Plus. And I'm grateful for it because I've enjoyed doing them virtually, even though it's not the same as being with other people.
Right. And see, one thing we want to be able to do, because we can't, where we used to have 40 people in the classroom, we now have to have 12 people. So it's limited capacity. So we are going to look at how can we have those classes more often? And a lot of people really don't feel comfortable coming out yet, or they've relied on public transit. There's all kinds of barriers. And so what we found is that we're introducing Prime Plus classes to people who never took them before, because now they're available to them. And so one of the things we're going to be doing is looking at investing in some technology that will allow us to take that social hall experience, a class where the instructor sees the 12 people in the class, but can also see you while you're exercising and be able to do the same correction. Like you recognize that. I'm real proud of my walk. I didn't fall over. But you knew just by looking at my gut that I had some issues still. So that kind of feedback is important. So that's what we're going to be able to do.
Yeah. The feedback is because you don't want people to be doing exercises in a way that might be hurtful to them, as far as moving, the leg and not keeping the knee in the right position. So there are little things that a teacher can help you with.
Yeah, I've been kind of joking. You can pull out that Jane Fonda VHS tape from the 80s, or you can take a class at Prime Plus.
All right.
Those are the
choices. Prime Plus.
Okay, I have one last question for you, and this is a gamble for me. I'm very proud of the fact that we can talk about new beginnings at Prime Plus. You have never rolled your eyes and said, "Oh, here we go again." How do you keep that pioneer spirit of kind of always looking forward and I sense excited about new beginnings?
Well, retiring opened up a whole new world to me. As a teacher in an elementary school, my life was more in a bubble because of having to work. You had hours that were not your own as far as being able to do what you wanted to do. So it's like just being able to find out what's available and just take the risk and do it. I've enjoyed it, being a risk taker and doing things that I thought I would never do, such as scuba diving or rappelling, and doing all these exercise classes. I'm not an athletic person, but I enjoyed stretching myself and seeing what else I can learn and participate in.
Fantastic. Hey, can I ask permission to steal? Just take a risk and do it?
Sure.
I love that. Thanks, Marshall, for being that inspiration. And whatever shade of lipstick that is, I love it.